So today in politics, we're going to go ahead and talk about CNN and how they've admitted that they've created propaganda. We're also going to talk about Mr. Fauci, the gentleman who keeps on flip-flopping more than your flip-flops. We will go into finance, where we will talk about the cryptos, and I've kind of been anti-crypto for a little while, but maybe the boomer here might have changed his mind. We will move over to entertainment. In entertainment, we're going to discuss one of the best franchises of all time. No, it's not Back to the Future. No, it's not Jurassic Park. It's Fast and Furious. And lastly, we will be in our gun corner discussing the new magazine ban bill that they are trying to push. Jen Psaki, what's Miss, what do they call her?
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you.
Miss, I'll get around to you, Psaki, discusses how she still wants to push making gun manufacturers liable for any act that other people take. Crazy fucking people. I don't know what you could do with. I don't know who's crazier, the crazy people making these crazy acts or these politicians with their stupidity. I don't know. But anyway, that's what we have for you today on the Hot OTM Podcast. Stay tuned and check this out. Transmitting from sunny Southern California, capital of entertainment, beautiful ladies, and great whiskey. You're listening to the Hot OTM Podcast, where we discuss politics, guns, entertainment, music, and all the controversial topics we can find. Here are your hosts, Hector Robles and Christian Mejia. All right, in politics today, we have a full table, a full plate. We're going to go ahead and start out with this article that I saw online. Apparently, some of the CNN staff got caught admitting that they were doing propaganda when Trump was in. So they literally admitted that they were shit-talking, and it was all they literally used the word propaganda when discussing how they were covering Trump. In one of the sections of the video, one of the guys says, "Yeah, I remember when his hand was trembling. So we brought in people from the medical profession to examine like what was wrong with him and to say that he was unfit to be the president." So the just outrageous situation is that this guy from he was on Twitter, some guy named James O'Keefe. He posted up the video, and in the video, it was removed by Twitter, and they were saying that it went against the regulations. So now truth goes against the regulation, which I just, apparently the guy is actually suing CNN, and he's suing Twitter as well for essentially suppressing his video and suppressing his free speech, And I think he also mentioned that he was going to be doing the lawsuit for defamation as well. All right, so I've added a new section for today. It's called Fuck Fauci. And apparently Fauci had a little meeting with a Republican from Ohio, Mr. Jordan. And I found this really interesting because Mr. Jordan was... he was telling him, "Hey, I'm here as representing the people, and the people want to know, when can we open back up again? So when are we going to get back to normal? And are we using, what statistics are we using? What measure are we using in order to get to the end goal? And what's the goal?" And it was really interesting because the answers that Fauci was giving were just like, when essentially this is his how should I put it? His professional diagnosis of the situation.
To get the level of infection in this country low, that it is no longer a threat.
When the numbers get low. So his statistical analysis of when are we going to get our liberties back was when it goes down. I mean, what the hell? What do you mean? So you don't have a chart of saying, hey, once we hit this mark or this goal, we're going to be able to get back to normal? No. It's just whenever it goes down. That's like the statistic that we're basing ourselves on. And I do not understand why we keep on listening to this Fauci douchebag. Can you imagine if you're at your job and they say, hey, how are our numbers for our production here? And you're like, well, we're doing good, but we should do better. What? How about you give me some numbers so we know exactly and what are our goals at? Because, if you're putting together an Excel spreadsheet for your boss, you probably need to tell him, hey, this is our goal. This is how the percentage that we're getting to our goal. But no. Fauci, the medical expert that the Biden administration is taking all their advice from, says when the stuff, not even when the virus or when the stuff goes down, then we'll go ahead and take a look at it. It was a great job by this politician. I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of politicians, but this guy was right on it. And I even looked at comments on YouTube and people were like, oh, these politicians don't know what they're talking about. They're a bunch of morons and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I kind of agree with you, but not in this situation. This guy was saying, I'm representing the people, and the people want to know, when can we get back to normal? And it's not an unreasonable situation. It's like, okay, well, I'm sure you have statistics and you have some sort of goal, the whole flatten the curve thing. And one of the quotes that he said, which I thought was great, he said that they first started with 15 days to slow the spread, and it turned into 1 year of lost liberty. I'm like, man, that is that's a gold quote right there if I've ever heard one, because that's true. I remember, them telling us, hey, in 2 weeks, everything's going to be back to normal. We're just trying to flatten the curve, man. That's it. Just flatten the curve. We don't want everybody going into the hospitals at the same time. Now it's a year later, and we're still here in Commie, California. Basically, you can't even walk into a grocery store. You can't do anything without masks. The reality is that I'm not even saying that you shouldn't wear masks. All I'm saying is that, hey, if we want to reopen, if that's the end goal, what statistics, what measures, what do we need to do? What are the steps that we need to do in order to get to that end goal? And you can't just say, when it gets better, being the professional of the United States. So that goes out to you. Fuck you, Fauci.
Even with the being vaccinated nowadays, it's like, why do you have to wear a mask?
Oh, no. And the vaccination, now they're saying that you need 3 vaccinations, but you could still get it, and you still need a mask, and you still need a social distance. So what's the point?
So what's the purpose of a vaccine then?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Thank you for bringing that up, Mr. Producer. I agree with you. What's the purpose of this jab if it's not to have you not get the virus? But I think it's a money-making scheme, but that's my personal opinion. It's not hasn't been proven. Just kind of me reading the writing on the walls. But all right. So that was a little beautiful just hello to Mr. Fauci there. All right, in finance. All right, this is I'm sure if you've been watching the show, you know that I'm a big silver and gold fan, and even silver and gold mining stocks and ETFs and things like that. But I listen to a lot of different people, and they always bring up digital currency, like Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and all those different currencies. And I've been kind of hesitant on it because it's just, I don't know, something doesn't feel right for me. Maybe I just don't want to put my money there. Maybe I feel like the risk is too high, but I think I might be changing my mind on this situation. Maybe a little late here, but I recently did see an article on MSN where it mentioned that Turkey had banned cryptocurrencies literally this Friday. And it dropped, I think, like 4% or something like that, but it's still at 61,000. So, I mean, it's still making money. There's this saying that I heard somewhere. It said that there's two types of times. There's the time to make money and a time to protect it. And I still think that there's time to make money right now. So I do think that the cryptos are booming, and they're still going to go probably higher. So I'm kind of looking at that situation now. I did look up in regards to Coinbase to try to buy some currencies and stuff like that. But I just thought it was interesting because I'm sure that if I was feeling that way, I'm sure a lot of people have been feeling that way as well. That we might be a little late to the game, but as they say, there's the best time to have planted a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. So I'm not advising you go and buy cryptocurrency, but just letting you know that I think I may have changed my mind and I might be investing a little bit of my portfolio in that as well. So our producer actually, I think it was on Wednesday or Tuesday, he's like, hey, we should probably buy some Dogecoin. I think it was at 11 cents. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm still hesitant on that. Apparently he bought some and he's doing very well. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that and see when I'm going to jump in. But anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting. Since I usually only talk about silver and gold, and we all know those markets are manipulated. I'm sure it's the same thing with the cryptos. Somebody's probably manipulating it. The one thing that I felt a little uncomfortable is now that some countries have come out and admitted that they actually have cryptocurrencies. China admitted that they have a big cryptocurrency amount of Bitcoin. So it makes me feel a little hesitant sometimes when you know that these governments actually hold some of this coin and they can manipulate it. So it's that's why I was hesitant. But like I mentioned, I think that it's still time to make money right now. So anyway, with that being said, and like I mentioned about Turkey banning cryptocurrencies, that was one of my hesitations as well, because I was thinking that probably the U.S. might not be too far away from doing the same thing, or just banning them out completely and then you're shit out of luck. But as long as that's not your full portfolio, then, I mean, you're, at the end of the day, you're gambling. That's really what it comes down to. So have fun at the casino. Today on entertainment, Fast and Furious 9. I know. Usually I don't really bring up stuff that's kind of way out there, but surprisingly, I'm a big fan of the Fast and Furious franchise. And I remember watching it since like the first Fast and Furious. And I remember it was just a car racing movie, which was super awesome. I think this may date me a little bit. I think that was 2001, if I'm correct, with the Fast and the Furious, the first one. But I remember it was all about just cars and the car culture. And then as it's progressed, it's kind of changed. And this Fast and Furious 9, I saw the trailer of it, and it straight up looks like an Avengers movie. I mean, it's ridiculous at this point. Dom is like driving through this thing, and like one of the cars gets picked up by an airplane with a magnet and like off of a cliff. And Dominic Toretto's driving. He's like, hold on, guys. And he somehow hooks onto this bridge, this wire on a bridge, makes it across to the other side. And like I said, it's an Avengers movie at this point. This shit's ridiculous. And then on top of it, they're like, well, who's the evil guy this time? And the evil guy, John Cena. So, and then Toretto says, that's my brother. So it's just so crazy shit that you're like, is this like a Spider-Man movie or what the hell? But again, at this point, I mean, we all know it's just some fantasy shit, but I enjoy the Fast and Furious movies. The last one I actually went to go see with our producer at an AMC theater. We looked pretty weird just sitting there holding hands, watching the movie. It was pretty cool. Because my girl doesn't want to go see those types of movies with me, so you got to go with the boys. But anyway, it was a good movie, and just letting you know, the trailer just came out, and it's coming out June 25th here in the United States. So you might want to keep an eye out. I looked up the reviews, and apparently it was like a 7.1. But interestingly, whenever I see crappy reviews, it usually means that I'm gonna like the movie. So it's got me even more pumped up, because these review people are giving like 10 stars to Meryl Streep, and I despise that lady's shit. Like, I'm just like, if it's one of her movies, I don't even want to watch the shit. So when they rated a 7 or 6, I'm just like, man, that's the movie I want to go watch because these guys don't know their ass from their face. So check that out. Coming out June 25th. It looks like it's going to be good. Fast and the Furious 9. So I think they call it Fast 9. All right. Now we move over to the gun corner. All right. So Biden can't pass any of these bills. They're just being stalled right now because they don't have the majority to push the bills all the way through, which is kind of funny since they have a shit ton of control at this point. But what they're trying to do now is with this stimulus bill that they're trying to pass, they're not calling it a stimulus bill, the infrastructure bill. They're trying to give anti-gun groups $5 billion. And to me, it's just crazy that they're trying to fund all these groups and trying to do all kinds of shit to try to get rid of the Second Amendment. At first, I felt like I was fear-mongering a little bit because I'm like, well, all this crap is happening. Oh, my God, all this shit's going to happen. And the more and more these bills come through and they keep on getting pushed by, Grandma Feinstein, or should I call her Skeletor at this point? That lady's been trying to push shit so hard. I don't even know why she's trying to do any of that shit. I mean, she's going to be checking out sometime soon, so I don't even know why the hell. And no, that's not a threat. I'm not threatening her. I'm just saying that bitch is fucking old as dust. So I don't think she has a lot more time here. But anyway, she keeps on pushing all these bills. And then there's another bill that they're trying to push for magazine bans. The bill was submitted by Bob Mendez, and it's called Keep America Safe Act. They keep on introducing all these bills and acts, and it's a magazine ban to give you the limited capacity magazines, and so they keep on attacking the Second Amendment. But on a positive note, I think the fact that they keep on attacking it and they can't get anything through is, first of all, really awesome. And second of all, it shows their frustration that they cannot pass law and they're going to executive actions. They're not doing executive orders because they know that it can be challenged. But it was just pretty interesting that even though they keep attacking with all these bills, it's because they're losing, and it's fucking awesome. So I just thought it was good news of what's happening in our kind of the gun situation. Another thing that happened that was pretty interesting too was the press secretary Jen Psaki.
I will have to circle back on that one.
This was in an article for MSN. She wanted to pass. She was asking to pass bills to strengthen, the same thing, background checks, and that Congress should act to end immunity for gun manufacturers, which I thought was really interesting because we don't give immunity to car manufacturers or wait. What's that one we give immunity to? Vaccine manufacturers? Yes, you heard me right. So they give immunity to somebody who creates a vaccine that could damage your body by literally putting that in your body. They give them immunity. But if you create a gun that somebody actually physically has to go grab and commit a crime with, you don't want them to have immunity. This double standard is pretty ridiculous. But anyway, I mean, you can't reason with these people. And then they're kind of game that they try to say is, oh, we just want reasonable. Well, they're fucking insane. You can't reason with insane people. But anyway, it was just interesting. And you know what that made me do is it made me research, because I started to think about this. I'm like, okay, so their excuse is all these mass shootings that are happening, right? So I said, okay, let me look up to see where the United States stands in mass shootings. And this actually took me off guard. I was like, what? So I pulled up this article. We'll go ahead and link it here so you can take a look at it. And we just take this into consideration. The United States of America has somewhere around 40% of all the weapons in the world. And we're at number 66 for mass shootings. Number 66. That's insane. We're not even in the top 10. We're not in the top 20. Fuck, we're not even in the top 50 countries of the world. We're number 66, which I was like, oh, shit. I thought it was way worse than that, but apparently not. And it's something that I find interesting when they start comparing all these different statistics. They're like, well, look at Italy, look at the UK. Their population is so small, and the differences in their cultures, they're the same culture, the same people. I mean, obviously there's going to be immigrants in there too, but nowhere near the different cultures that are here in America. And that's a lot more difficult to blend together and to have peace and harmony. And yet with all of these cultures, all of these states, and over like 350 million people, we still don't come anywhere near the top of the mass shooting spectrum. So obviously, even one mass shooting is horrible, but that's like saying, let's end death. Like, well, stupid people do stupid shit and win stupid prizes. I mean, happens everywhere. You can't fix stupid. And then people will say, well, we can make it harder. They outlawed guns in the UK, and their surge in deaths by stabbing outstripped. I believe I saw another article on this. This was a few years ago. It outstripped. The UK was beating New York in more stabbings and murders by stabbings. So to me, it's a way to take away your rights. People are going to kill people. I mean, murder's already illegal, but it's still happening. People still do that. And then some people say, well, if you take away the guns, then they won't be able to kill as much. You grab a car, and we've seen this happen before, and you could literally just drive into crowds and kill people. So, I mean, if you want to do it, you're going to do it. And that's what crazy people do. Crazy people do crazy shit. So just because crazy people do crazy shit doesn't mean that you have the right to take away our liberties. And obviously we're winning. So fuck you guys. And I'm not talking about my audience here, but fuck those guys who are trying to take away our rights. Anyway, so that's pretty much what I got for you today. It's been fun. This one's actually been a pretty fun one because there's a lot of positive news, and Fast and Furious 9 is coming out pretty soon. So I'm in a good mood. I want to thank all of you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe, share, comment. We recently had a gentleman comment, or I don't know, maybe a lady. I think it was like VM75. Leave some comments. Thank you so much. Even though you were criticizing, I appreciate the fact that you're actually watching and thinking, and not just swallowing any pill that anybody gives you. So thank you all of you guys. You know what? I want to thank also. We have fans in Utah. So we have fans in Southern California, and thanks to Jesse in Southern California for sending us messages. I know you shit talk a lot, but I still like you. The gentleman in Utah, he listens all the time, tells me he's subscribed. So I want to thank you as well to everyone in all the states that are listening. This show's growing. So thank you so much for tuning in. I want to say subscribe, share, hit the like button, whatever platform you're in. Help push this, because we're here to bring some entertaining news and shit talking too. So thanks a lot, and you guys have a great night. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the podcast, please rate, subscribe, and share. If you would like to donate, please join us on Subscribestar. Thank you again from all of us here at the OTM Podcast, and you have a great night.